didn't quite make it to the lake last night. I knew it'd be quite difficult to find somewhere suitable to park in the dark at a touristy destination, so I just pulled off the main road about half an hour from the lake and found this rather nondescript car park here. It's not the prettiest place I've camped in the world, but it's quiet. It's far enough away from the main road that I couldn't really hear any of the traffic. Very few people have been coming and going through the night. Of course, it's free, unlimited parking. That's the most important thing. And to top it all off, it's only a 5-minute walk from McDonald's. So that's the toilet situation sorted out as well. So yeah, not the best place I've ever slept, but not the worst either. And got some lovely warm sun to heat myself up and dry everything out now as well. I finally made it to the water. I'm just going to go for a quick dip before I continue on my journey and do some more exploring. I'm sure there'll be nicer spots than this, but this will do to get wet. The wind's annoyingly strong today. Despite the bright sunshine, it's not warm. It's only about 17 degrees at the moment. With this wind, it's pretty severe wind chill, so this isn't the relaxing holiday I was hoping for, but still. That's the sweat and grime of yesterday and last night washed off at least. The water's lovely though. This time of year, it's probably just about warmer than the air, so once you're in, it's actually really pleasant. That's exactly what I needed as well. It's the first proper soaking my body's had in probably 5 days now, so yeah. Feeling very refreshed. This is one of the crazy things about Italy. Here you've got some kind of ancient ornamental well or spring of some kind, probably Roman. Yeah, it's just there, no information on it, nothing. It's just taken for granted that's an everyday occurrence in Italy. As expected, Lake Como is not particularly campervan friendly, or indeed free parking friendly of any kind. It's basically lake, road, mountain, and as such, any flat land is an absolute premium. So yeah, it's really not surprising that it's hard to find anywhere to camp down there. So after doing a bit of touristing yesterday, I ended up back where I started effectively, a beach up at the north end of the lake, which was paid parking, but it was out of season. The kiosk was closed, and there was no mechanism of actually paying anyone. So I'd hoped there'd be free overnight parking. There was a number of other caravans and campervans there who obviously all had the same idea, but not long after I got back there, thankfully when I was still sitting in the front of the van, scrolling through my phone, somebody turned up to take payment from people, so I drove straight off again. I wasn't going to pay 20 euros a night to sleep somewhere with zero facilities, so that'd be moonlight robbery. So yet again, I probably spent another hour or so trawling around through Google Maps, looking at every single car park, trying to find one that was actually free and unlimited parking. Eventually I found this up here. So I've probably gone a kilometre or so inland and slightly uphill, so I'm not actually anywhere near the lake now. But yeah, this is completely free, completely unlimited, and it even has drinking water, lots of it. In fact, when I got here last night, the fountain was broken, it was spraying water absolutely everywhere, but I fixed it, so you're welcome, whichever community this is. Yeah, so it actually turned out to be a pretty nice spot. It's just a quiet little residential neighbourhood. Nothing here, of course, other than the water fountain and a few places to park your car, but that's all you need really. I had hoped to be going for a morning swim today before setting off, but like I say, I'm just too far away from the lake now to be feasible, and all the parking down my lake is paid, so yeah, I'm not going to bother doing that. But I'm driving past a number of other big lakes on my way home, so I'll definitely find somewhere else to go for a swim for sure, because it's pretty warm again today now, so probably going to want to cool off at least once on my way home. Another piece of history for you. It Approximately here, on the road right below me, on April 27th, 1945, Mussolini and his henchmen were stopped by members of the Italian resistance who were holed up on the hillside just above me. An event which ultimately led to his capture and execution. Like I say, every day is a school day, especially here in Italy. So I managed to squeeze in one last swim in Lake Como before heading off. I'm now midway through the long, windy, tortuous journey back to Chamonix. I seem to have crossed the Swiss-Italian border about 4 times already. This is just about it for another year's autumn ski road trips. I've done Austria now, last year, Italy this year. I guess next year I'm going to have to suck it up and go to Switzerland. And I've done the whole set. Apologies to those of you expecting to see a bit more skiing, but the reality is, it's still September, or at least it was. There wasn't actually a huge amount of skiing available at the time. Plus, last year, when I was in Austria, there were 5 resorts to choose from. In Italy, there is only 2. There's only ever going to be 2. So there's always going to be less skiing available this time around than there was last year. Even if I had gone back across to Austria, you would have already seen that before, so it wouldn't be much point me showing it. So, yeah. Road trips aren't about the destination, they're about the journey anyway. If you can't enjoy the journey, then there's no point going on a road trip. Especially something like this, where the ratio of driving to skiing and swimming and biking and everything else was not very favourable. So if you don't enjoy the driving, then you really shouldn't be doing something like this anyway. And it's been a great drive. I've driven some amazing roads, I had a great time, explored some interesting places, seen some new places. So even though the skiing was a bit more limited, I still feel like this has been very much a worthwhile trip to be on. I can definitely recommend skiing at the Stelvio Pass, whether you're going there in autumn like I have, or whether you're going there in middle of summer. Indeed, if you're going there in late spring, early summer, I expect it could be really, really good. Of course, it helped that I was there on a powder day, but I mean, part of the reason I came when I did was to get there for the powder we had that last week. So that was deliberate, it wasn't luck. But yeah, in spite of the pretty shoddy infrastructure there, it's a pretty decent ski area for summer skiing. Unfortunately, I don't think I can recommend Valsenales. It looks like it could well be a good ski area in winter, but in autumn it's just far too small to be worthwhile. Plus, it just didn't feel particularly friendly. I didn't feel particularly welcome there, both in terms of being in my van and being a foreigner, to be honest. Or maybe it's the fact that I wasn't a racer. But yeah, when I went to buy my ticket, I asked for a day pass and he looked at me as if I was, well, odd. So yeah, I didn't feel particularly welcome there, and I was pretty happy to get out of that valley pretty quickly. But still, I've done it now, I've visited it, so you don't have to. If you want to see more videos like this, then of course you know what to do. I'll be starting up my winter ski and snow reports again as and when the snow comes, basically, usually late November or early December, based in and around Chamonix, but not exclusively in Chamonix. So if you're new to the channel, then stick around for those, and if not, then I'll see you when I come back.